a paper, and then just bring it outside of the patio.
That's so sweet of you. Were you always like that?
Yeah. I don't like to kill animal in general, but I do with the mosquitoes. That's yes.
It's weird how
Those
we
mosquitoes.
kind of pick and choose, right? Like flies can die, like darn you flies and mosquitoes.
I know.
But even spiders are like, it's okay, little spider. Take it outside.
Yeah, and then there is this myth about their good luck or whatever, so
Oh, well, I
you
just
don't
let
want
that
to
guy-
kill them.
I'll let that thing hang out then. He's like set up shop over there. Pretty cool. Well, yeah, there are little myths. I wonder, like, do flies have a good purpose? Like, is there a reason that we have flies? 'Cause they just seem like they're a nuisance. I can't imagine what good they do.
I think so. There is also a movie that I don't remember the title, but that they talk about these type of insects, and if you kill them, all the ecosystem of the world's gonna crash down, and humanity also gonna have problems and so on. So, I think so.
That's true. By the way, a weird look on my face was like I put spice in my coffee and I got a whole chunk of like this mulligan spice. I didn't expect to swallow it, so that was weird. But
Ooh.
okay. I think there's a lot of insects like that. Caterpillars are important, grasshoppers, right? But what the heck do flies do? Like I don't feel like they serve.
Well,
They just carry.
like
food.
the bees and other flies, they drag the seeds from the flowers and others so they can grow. And
I know bees do that, but flies like they hang around poop. Like what are they just dragging poop around? Maybe they break down poop and that's their purpose.
Oh, yeah.
I want to start pooping on the street, helping supply the ecosystem. Just right there on the sidewalk.
You never know, maybe it's good for the dirt,
For me to poop on the street?
No,
Oh.
for the fly.
Oh, okay. Weird way to start that. So, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I saw you, you were in the hospital, and me and Mauricio came by, and it's been a couple months now.
No,
How long
time
has it been?
flies. It's 6 months.
No way,
Like,
that's been 6 months.
literally 6 months now.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Your progress seems amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot. I'm trying to do my best first of all, to don't give up on myself. And second of all, because I know I believe in myself a lot, and I believe in the fact that obviously my life is not over. So what I should do, just complain and stay on the bed doing nothing and waste that. If I had call it a second chance, I'm still here and I am capable of everything, even if I lost a foot, I lost a leg, and nothing can stop me. It's as right now, it's just a process that is really slow, and obviously I had to have a lot of patience, and it's a big change. So I need to do the things that I had to do step by step, and collaborating with doctors and prosthetists and figuring out what's the best prosthetic is good for me, that gonna allow me to do pretty much everything. And I'm kind of Cinderella when they have to figure out the little shoe, so that has to fit perfectly, and it's the same things now with the prosthetic, and it's a difficult time now for me, but I'm confident and I have faith that the future will be super super cool, and and there's nothing that I cannot do.
I really believe that about you, and even when we came to visit you, just the words that you used in terms of, it was incredible. One of the things you said specifically was, you said something like, "Thank goodness it was below the knee." Right? And like most people would be so freaking out about the whole thing, and you're sitting there looking for all the little good things, and that, I had to help, right?
Yeah, you always have to see the positive aspect of these huge challenges that I'm facing. Because literally during the accident, and I want to just say briefly that I had a motorcycle accident and there was a T-bone accident with a car. At first, like literally during the impact, I felt a lot of pain on the leg, obviously, and I was like, oh my gosh, please don't tell me that I lost all the leg, because I felt really like the car hit over on my left leg. So, and in fact, I broke my femur in two parts, but they could, the surgery went well, and my leg is fine. I just lost the foot because unfortunately that day I was wearing regular tennis shoes, so I couldn't really replace it, do nothing, because my bones, there was no bone that was still good. It was all broken, like literally my ankle and the toes, everything was broken, so they couldn't do anything. And I also had 3 fractures on my spine, on the upper body spine, on the thoracic part of the spine. They collapsed, so I was just really happy and glad that I wasn't paralyzed, for example. Not also thinking about losing the whole leg, but I was still able to move and not to live my entire life on a wheelchair. So obviously when you are there, you just want to think about the positive things and try to motivate yourself. And the big things that motivate myself since the beginning when I was at the hospital was like people, friends and families members that came to me, and they were all sad, and some of them are crying, and they were really worried about me. Obviously is a normal things, but I was there trying to stay strong for them and saying I'm okay, because can you imagine have like a lot of people every time come over and crying for me and be so sad, and I don't want to go down and
so
be even more sad with them. I was like, no, I'm okay. And because you love them and you know that they love you so much and they care about you, that you don't want to complain or crying with them. You need to be strong for both of us, for myself and for them. So that was the only way.
Well, I don't know if you realize how special that is, but that's not how everybody works.
Okay.
The fact that there's a little bit to laugh at here in a sense of, here's you going through a pretty intense experience, and you're talking about being there to support others. Oh, I don't want to see them cry. So that's pretty unique, by the way. That's
okay, thank you. I appreciate that, because for me it was so automatic. It was simple, like I am saying that now. And I think because I've always been pretty confident and strong in my life, and I want just to show people that really I was fine. And then I love motorcycle, I love to ride, and I don't think I will stop after that. I'm not 100% scared. I will be more careful maybe. At that time I had a motorcycle because I didn't have any other car, so I was forced in a sense to drive the motorcycle every day and every moment, go to work or go to the gym. So, you have higher chance to get in an accident than just taking the driving the bike sometimes for have fun, And I mean, it wasn't my fault. It's not my fault what happened. So, I can't change the past. You cannot change the past. You just have to try to look forward and change your future. Mm-hmm. So live day by day and figure out what next.
Yeah, when I got a motorcycle, I was addicted to it. I mean, I literally would put my backpack on and go to the grocery store, and I'm like, how many groceries can I fit in my backpack? Like, it was so silly, but it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. I miss it so much, honestly. Yeah.
Well, have you always been, was there a time in your life where you weren't just focused on the good things or positive? Was there a time where you were maybe a little bit more negative, or this is something you learned? I mean, do you feel like you've always been like this?
Oh, well, no, yes, obviously. I had not really, I don't want to call it negative thought. I just had a period of time where I was like in a limbo between, okay, now what I'm gonna do, what's the new purpose of my life, um, should I do this or that, because I have a lot of plans and projects for myself, but now that my life changed, and I know that I also, like telling my story, I also want to try to help others, but it is this what I should do, like helping others, or should I do something bigger, or just keep doing whatever I was doing before, and what's the big pictures now on my life. There is a sense, there is a why this accident happened to me, because for me everything's happened for a reason, and I'm really faithful in God, and I think that was already planned for my future, was already my destiny to go on this type of path. That's what I believe, and I want to trust that, and I want to see the things that are happening now around me with a sense. Okay, I'm doing this because probably there is something that is going to happen now. I'm meeting this person, these people, because for sure I'm going to have something good in return in the future, and I want to just share good energy. I want to be in a good mood, good mental type of how can I call it, like, I don't want to go down. I want to just be positive all the time, because I know it's going to attract its positive things for me, and I know that can help other people. A lot of people actually, since I was on the hospital, they start to text me, give me a lot of motivation as well, even if they weren't really in a good state of mood, because they had the problems and they were looking for help, even if my accident just happened, and I tried to help them, and that gave me a lot of more strength and amazing energy, and I just thought, and I'm still thinking, okay, this is maybe what I'm gonna do, helping others, and because I know that's gonna help myself as well to keep active and stay alive, because this accident has a huge sense now.
Yeah, it's, since I've known you, that's always been a part of what you do, whether, I don't know if you always realized it or not, or maybe that's why, but like even your fitness classes on the beach, I know it was like work for you and things like that, but like one guy that stands out, his name is Murad.
Murad. Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, I pronounced it right. And I met him there at one of your beach workouts, and we still talk, like even this morning. And we talked about martial arts when I was out there, and then I think I just invited him. I was like, hey man, come out here, go out there, and from that, like you connecting people or putting those things together, he's been training like nonstop. All the time. He's actually gotten really good. He had a fight. And it's like these little influences where we can invite others to share things with us can be life-changing. It sounds like you're just, with your work with the youth, with boxing that you were doing, like everything you've centered around has been in that direction. So do you have some, like it sounds like you're trying to figure a lot of things out, but do you have some ideas about what you might be doing?
I do. They're just really confused right now, because I have to try to do one thing all the time, and sometimes it's always been difficult for me because I'm so passionate about things. I want to do this and that, and I'm all over. That's why sometimes I'm overwhelmed. But now my first step is moving back to Italy, to Rome, to stay with my family and with my friends, and I will have a huge support that unfortunately I don't have here in an everyday life, because I'm living by myself in a small studio, and it's a lot for me now. But then because I'm also writing a book and making my own documentary, so I want to keep developing this. It will take time because writing a book is not an easy thing. It takes time, and I'm still figuring out my next step, either with a prosthetic and when trying to walk by myself, which I'm not able to do it now yet. And what I would like to do is that's these huge things that I'm really thinking almost 24 hours now. Yeah. I would like to participate at the Paralympics.
Wow.
And at first it wasn't that clear, these things, because I just thought, okay, but I'm always, I always been an athlete and I always work out. I want to do something different now. But I have a project, I have a plan, because I think that it can open other doors, because I would like to go on stage, be a motivational speaker as well. And if you don't work hard to share with the world and demonstrate something that your value and connections with other athletes probably and other people that can open as well other doors, probably the easy way for me, because again, I've always been an athlete and I have no problems to work out, and I love workout. It's my life. I do it every day. I'm still doing it. It can be my job. I would like to be an athlete again instead of a coach and teaching. At first I don't want to be a personal trainer and coach anymore. I want to stay focused on myself, my health, my recovery, and trying to try to have my energy and powers back, try to rebuild my muscle, because I lost a lot obviously because of the accident. So now I'm so focused on myself and on my project that I can't really work as a trainer to train other people. And honestly, it's also difficult. I'm not ready to work now. It's really difficult to try to show them the move or what to do, especially if they're beginners. You have to start over from zero, and I'm like, this is a lot. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to just focus on myself. And so from there, I was thinking, could be an easy way to go up on a stage. But in the meantime, I'm looking forward to go on the TED Talk, because it's another big opportunity that can help me in the future. So it's a lot of little things, but they're all combined together at some point. They're going to go in one direction at some point. But I don't want to rush anything. I want to take my times for sure. So
the fact that you have spent so much of your life as an athlete and in fitness, I mean, what kind of influence did that have on your recovery?
A lot. This is a good question, because I think that's the main point of all my recovery and the state of mind that I'm living now. And especially when I was on the hospital. Being an athlete give you a lot of physical strength, obviously, but also because I was a competitive athlete, my mentality is completely different than a regular person that never compete, for example, or never really commit in a sport. Because I was a fighter, obviously, and I've been through a lot. You had to commit, you had to sacrifice your friends, you go out and drink every night, for example, the weekend, or you had to sacrifice also your time during the day. I spent 3 or 4 years of my life that I have worked out 2 times per day, and that had the restricted diets and try to be careful of this and that, go to sleep, have your recovery, and say no to the friends, or say no to that I can't eat this, I can't drink that, and I have to stay home, and in the meantime obviously also work with other clients, and it was a lot. So that state of mind, that discipline that you have, changed the game, changed everything, because with an accident like that, your brain is already set it for, overcome challenges. It's already set to, win the battle and then the world, and you're already been through that. I had the surgery on my nose because I broke my nose when I was fighting. I had the surgeries on my knee, the ligaments, because I broke when I was doing sparring. I've been through a lot already. My body was prepared, but most of all is everything that happened in your brain, in your neurons and cells. They already know, muscle memory. It's the same things. It's almost the same things, and these fighter energy wants me to give up. I can't give up on myself. I know I'm strong. I know I'm capable. I know what to do because as a trainer, I knew what to do, what exercise to do, how to manage the pain, how to manage, the days on the hospital and the day after the hospital. Even if I, was doing a little bit of physiotherapy at the hospital, when I came back home, I started to do my exercise. I use elastic bands, and I was like, I have to do this and that. I can't give up, and I always being independent. So even if my my parents were there, I was like, no, I need to do it by myself. No, I had to figure out this by myself. I don't want your help. Obviously, I was needed a little bit of help at first. Obviously, there was no doubt about that. But I had a lot of arguments with my parents, even if they were there to help me. And they flew from Italy just to came to visit me, They were there for me. And I was like, no, I want to try to do this. Because I also don't want to waste my time. The more effort you put on the things that you want to do and the energy, even the recovery can be fast. Because you want to have a good health, your good health back. You want to have your powers back because you're so used to be strong that you cannot see yourself going down. Like you cannot do that.
Yeah, you can, if you give too much help to someone, you can enable them. But one of my big themes in life for probably the last couple of years has been trying to figure out how much help to receive from people, right? Because what you're talking about, when we go out, when we do hard things, we put in the effort, it does make you stronger. And I have never met someone that said, oh, being really strong is awful, right? Like the stronger you are, like the better
you feel, you're prepared, yes.
Physically strong, mentally strong, emotionally strong. Like there's everything good about being strong. So, how do you decide? It sounds like you're maybe figuring it out too, but do you have any thoughts on how you decide like when it's okay to get help and when you just want to push through?
Yeah, there are moments that I need help, but I think it's just because kind of being lazy, because I am lazy sometimes, because maybe I'm tired to do this and that always by myself. But the most difficult part that I had in this moment was cleaning my house. Truly, yes, it was impossible because at first I was with the crutches. Well, at very first, didn't have a prosthetic. So, imagine you cannot do that. With the crutches, no leg, it's impossible. Wow. But fortunately, my parents, they were still there. And then after, with the prosthetic, wasn't easy either, because I was still, you cannot walk by yourself with the first socket, with the first prototype. You feel pain. Your leg is still swollen, you need to shrink down, the leg is shrinking down, so then you have to make different modification on the socket, but it is really painful. You cannot do that, because imagine that after a surgery, let's say you had a surgery on the knee, and you, after the surgery, wants to walk on the knee, wants to stay on the knee. You cannot stay on the knee. You literally stay on the bones, which has a huge surgery. It's impossible to do it. So For me now it's the same things, because the leg is still healing, my bones are still healing, and imagine to have all the pressure on a catted bone is a lot. So, and on the prosthetic, yeah, you have this robot foot, but your leg is in this big cup in the socket, which is very rigid, and again, it's the same things. You don't have a foot that can, spray the energy and feel the energy back from the ground and have any type of sensation. This changed all the games. Not having sensation on the foot is a lot for your body and your brain to figure it out. So just the nervous system part to figure it out what's new now in your body and how to adjust takes a lot of time. Plus you have the pain, and I was still walking with the crutches anyway, because you cannot put all the weight. I'm still, after 6 months, walking with the cane because I can not have all the weights inside the socket. So imagine it's right after the surgery. So my main problem was cleaning the house, organize, and go to the point A to point B. So that was really, really tough, and I had to ask help. And unfortunately, I had good feedback, good answer return, and bad. Unfortunately, I had people saying me, well, but I'm on social media, I'm saying you working out every day, you cannot clean your house. And I was like, what the hell? I know, well, first of all, I don't want to justify for myself, because I'm a stronger motherfucker that I'm trying to do everything by myself. I live by myself. I never went down. I get depressed, never went to therapy. And yes, I'm working out every day, at the first, even twice per day, because I need the recovery. I need to work to have back my muscle, my power and strength, and to be able then in the future to be 100% independent. If I'm sitting on the couch doing nothing, watching the TV, for how long I'm gonna be there, and for how long I had to ask help? What? I mean, I was without words. Jackie, it was unbelievable for me.
People are on there giving you a hard time about
and
you're like doing.
I mean, and I'm asking to a couple of friends. I'm not asking to a stranger or a random person. You want to help me? After the hospital, everybody, oh, if you need anything, flowers and candies or whatever. And I always say, no, thanks, I don't need it. My parents were there, or for other things, I didn't need really much to do. So it's like, no, okay, I'm okay. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. And now that I'm asking help, what's wrong with you?
Oh, we should call Mauricio. He loves it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing that I asked for a couple of times. And also making the bed was really, really difficult. Unfortunately, my bed is on between two walls, so I can't really go around, and I couldn't go on my knee. I can't, have the weight on my knee. It wasn't bended. I couldn't. Now I'm bending the knee a little bit. I have more mobility, more flexibility, but at first no, because imagine having 2 surgeries on the same leg. I broke my femur in 2 parts, and I'm full of screws now, and how's it called, like the metal, the rod inside the bone. And after 6 months, it's still healing. It's not completely healed. And honestly, you have to put the weights on your leg, the pressure on your legs, to help the healing process of the bone. The bone can heal faster if you put the pressure on it. That's why we build strong skeleton if we work it out, because we build the strong muscle around the bone, then pull the tendon that we have between muscle and bones, and all the ligaments that we have so close to the joint, especially. The more our muscles is built and strong, and the more the density of the bones is also, higher, and they're strong.
I'm glad that they talk about that now, because for a long time there was that idea of rest, ice, compression, and elevation, and there's merit to that, but like right there, this is a time I broke my hand and my bone popped out, and they had to go in, and like they put a pin in there.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't stop working out on. I had a cast, and I had to go get my cast replaced twice because I.
Did you break it?
Yeah. And the second time I went in there, she went like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm working out." And what was crazy is it healed way faster. And I explained to her, I said, "Look, you're the doctor. To me, it feels like the movement, the weights, all of that stuff is like pumping really good blood and like just,
Correct.
whatever's going on in there, and it feels better."
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Well, whatever you're doing is working, even though they tell you to rest and everything, right?" But that was 20 years ago or something. So to doctors now, they encourage this type of thing. Hey, move. Hey, put pressure on it. That's a normal.
Yes.
That's
Yes, fortunately. Even when I was on the hospital, sometimes I do by myself. I mean, like, I'm breaking the rules. I don't care. Because I know my body.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I can do, what I cannot do. And, because I always move. I always explore, especially when I moved from Rome to San Diego, that I learned so much about the fitness world. So now that, okay, can work. Or if it doesn't work, okay, maybe I can find another way. I can do this move in looking on different angles, I have more awareness. So I love to try. I love to explore. And I'm not hurting anybody. I'm doing it for myself. So after 3 or 4 days I was in the hospital, I talked with the doctor, say, please, I need somebody, I need a physiotherapist, I need someone that can assist me, but I need to get up of this bed.
Yeah.
And it was the very, very tough time of my life, being in the bed, not moving at all. Like, I couldn't, maybe my eyes I could move because the spine was broken too, so I had to be careful, obviously. But I had to move. So after 4 days, I started to do a little bit of physiotherapy, and especially, this is the funny part. I couldn't go to the bathroom for a long time, more than 4 days, because of the medication wasn't really, helping you to go to the bathroom, and also I couldn't walk yet. And at some point, I was exhausted. So the second time. The physiotherapist came on my room to help me and explaining what to do. I already stand up by myself and go to the bathroom. And then when they came back, they was like, "Whoa, are you serious? You did that? Be careful." And then I was so happy and I was so motivated. I motivated myself almost every day because step by step I figured and I saw with my eyes that I couldn't do it. There was nothing that I couldn't do. So I said, okay, if I can do this, now what's next? Let's try to walk a little bit more than just go from the bed to the bathroom. And slowly, it helped me a lot to build confidence back also. You don't want to die on the hospital bed, and 10 days, after 10 days on the hospital, I asked to be dismissed. And this is another insane thing, because I had other friends and other people, they passed through the same type of accident and injury. They spent at least 1 month on the hospital to recover, and I was like, I want to go home. I want to go home. And you know what, like being at the hospital where every 2 or 3 hours you have a nurse or whatever guy came to your room, they wake you up, they measure the pressures, and they give you this and that.
It's not a high energy good place. You're just like, there's like a hum to it, right? Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to take other medications, and they fuck me up because they keep you down.
Yeah, they just kind of numb you. I mean, they obviously serve a purpose if you're in that much pain,
Yes.
but at the same time, it's not a place to live. You obviously, because of your fitness experience and just the way you live your life, you have a very good, you mentioned this, like, awareness of your body. And I think that's one of the unfortunate things is all of that is designed for, the average person.
Mm-hmm.
And in the U.S., and maybe this is worldwide, but especially in the U.S., the average person is not very connected to their physical body. I mean, they just, don't take care of themselves, don't exercise or eat right. And so I think that's, when you look at the way those things run, they have to be set up for like the path of least resistance for people. And so that's what it is. So it takes someone like you, if you want something extraordinary or exceptional, to go in there and go, hey, I know this is the program. Here's my program. Let's make it happen. Right?
Yes, sometimes literally with the physiotherapy, I was teaching them something. Okay, but I can do that. Let's figure out this. But I can, because I know what I'm feeling, and I know myself and my body. That you can be the best physiotherapy or the best trainer ever, but the person that know 100% himself is you. You know what you're feeling, and my feelings and my sensation and my point of view is totally different than yours. My pain is different of your pain, and this is why when I met people either through social media or in person that had this similar experience on me, that they lost a limb or whatever, I never really wanted to know anything about them, not because I want to be not respectful or that I wasn't care, but I never really asked questions about how you did that, how you feel with this prosthetic, what you're doing, for how long you were on the hospital, for how long you were on the pain, for how long you had the phantom pains, for what this and that. And I really wasn't interested in that, because I know that every each of us has a different experience, different background, because you can have the same exactly accident with the same exactly injury, but your previous background in life is different than mine. Your experience are different than mine. Maybe you're not a trainer, you're not an athlete, like I am, and so it doesn't really make sense for me to ask your opinions or feelings, because I know that they're gonna confuse me. They're gonna, put me in the wrong path. That is not me. I have to figure it out by myself. If I feel this pain, or like now with the prosthetic, if this prosthetic is built in this way and I'm feeling pain or I'm not feeling comfortable, then I have to change. I don't know, whatever the size or the position or the socks that I have to wear. I'm different than other people. I cannot ask you a question. And a lot of people, when I was at the hospital and after, they asked me about how is your prosthetic, how you feel, the same things, like the same questions, but to me. And trust me, I told them almost nothing about me. I told them, we are different. Don't worry too much of what your future looks like. Focus on now in the present and try to figure out the small things. Don't be down, don't be sad or upset. Some people are upset about what happened to them, even with themselves or the person that create that situation for them. And it's just something that is just doing step backwards instead of going forward for your own life. And so I try to help them in different ways, instead of say, oh, I did this and that and I'm doing this. And I just told them, we have a lot of tools, we have a lot of resources. If you don't know the resources, I can give you the name, like Athlete Solid Foundation, for example. I know that from a random person when I was in La Jolla, and I was being lucky, or maybe it just was something that was predestinated for me to meet that person, and that person that taught me about this great organization. So if you need the resources, I can give you the resources. I can help you. Like use the massage gun, for example. Use the infrared therapy. It can help you for this and that. My brother is a physiotherapist, so I know a bunch of things that maybe most of the people they don't know, and that the doctor they don't tell you how to treat your scar. Because if you have obviously, if you lost a limb, you have a huge scar, you have to treat your scar, because all the layers that we have on the skin, they're gonna attach together, and there is no more the frictions that create the scar with the other layers with the skin is gonna create you pain, and you're gonna lose the flexibility of your skin, the mobility of the skin, and it's gonna give you pain, especially when you have put your leg inside the socket.
Wow.
So you have to treat your scar and this other way, but then it's up to you to do it. I'm not there with you telling you what to do, because most of the people, they ask you a lot of questions, they complain, they cry with you because they want to be complained, they want to be they're just sad because they want to hear from people, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm here for support you, to help you, but no, you have to figure out things. I can give you the instrument, but then you have to do it by yourself. If you really care about yourself, about your health and your speedy recovery, and if you really have a vision that you want to do this and that, you have to do it by yourself. Nobody is there with you.
Fortunately, a lot of people don't have a vision. That's something that we're not taught, or it's not part of the school program. Like, you have to kind of figure that out, or someone has to help you understand how important that is.
I know, but at least you have to I say at least, but most people, they don't recognize that either. But you have to love yourself. If you love yourself and you respect yourself, you have to do it for you, not for anybody else. So if you're procrastinating doing the important things that you have to do now in the present to help your body in the future, and to help just your mental health also.
I was talking to this, I somehow ended up helping someone move Friday night. I was supposed to go help them move a couple of objects, and then it ended up being a giant, like renting a truck and all this other stuff. And the short version of the story is there's a young guy at Home Depot, and he needed some help, and I gave him some help. And he's like, can I pay you? And I was like, no, it's okay. I said, I gotta move a couch and like a dresser. Do you want to come help? And this young guy like jumped in the car and was like all for it. He's like 20-year-old dude. And I was like, really cool. But we were talking when we were driving, because he's a pilot,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about exercise and working out, and just how I didn't always realize this, but he seemed to figure it out already, how important that is in terms of like the emotional management. And when things in life get tough, and it's not just like about going to the gym and pushing heavy weights, like that's a form of working out, but there's many things that can qualify as like exercise or movement or keeping your body right. How much better prepared you are for anything, or when things are hard, that you can go and spend that 30, 45 minutes or an hour to really adjust your thinking, to get your head in a better place.
Yeah, it's a game changer. Because I think that people like us, that we are athletes and we've always been hard worker, it's just so automatic and natural for us. Like, if you know you're strong, you're gonna help that person. Okay, I'm gonna help you with the couch or with this and that, because you can do it. You can. You want also to show the other people your strength, your ability, because you work so hard, and it's a good thing that you want to show that person that you are able to help them, and maybe you can give some advices to them as well. And it's so cool. It gives you so much more power and confidence and happiness. Like, going to the gym, working out, it's help your mood so much. Help you like manage your energy, your anger, everything. You can be a better person for yourself and for the others, because when you recognize that, you are, more able to help other people. And so it's fundamental. And now I want also to share something about that happened in the hospital. It was, I think, not the second day, because I had the other surgery, but like 3 or 4 days after my second surgery is when I had people coming to visit me. There was a woman, an Italian woman that I know since 3 years ago already now, and she didn't even ask me, how are you? She was looking at me and she was like, do you know that you need therapy now? You have to do therapy, because especially as a doctor, whatever, has to help you mentally to overcome this huge change and challenges in your life, because this is like you lost the food and you have to figure out what to do and how to manage the emotion, and you need somebody to talk about that. And it made me a little bit sad. Obviously, I don't know, maybe people, they don't really know me 100%, obviously, but I was like, no, I'm fine, thank you.
It's okay, I'm good. I just
I'm fine. I didn't really feel anything. I didn't thought about having therapy at all, or having a stranger help me with something that he could never understand. You can never ever understand unless you lost a limb what's going on in your body and in your brain. And I don't want anybody, even with 3 or 4 degrees, I don't care, that helping you, asking random stupid questions. Yeah, and I'm like,
an example of like a stupid question?
Like, what happened to you? Do you want to share your feelings? Or yeah, because then for real, there was a guy that I was there on the hospital, and they just gave me this super young guy, by the way, with probably 1 client experience. I don't know, a super guy was like there with a very sad, bad, mood and face, because he was so sad for me. You're supposed to be there to help me. You cannot be sad. He was so like, oh my gosh. He didn't say that, but in his mind was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Do you want to talk about that? Share whatever you want, whatever you feel, share it for me. If you, want to talk about anything, I'm here for you. Who the hell are you? I don't know you. Why I should talk to you? Like, no, that for me is something that's, I can't do that. I can't do that, and I can't help anybody with this, because if most of the people, especially in the US, need a therapy, it's just me. I don't need therapies. And I had for couple months maybe, I went to therapists when I was in Rome, because I been through a very, very tough period of my life, and I was trying almost everything. Acupunctures also, meditation, this and that, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. It was like something physical, not only mental. And so I tried, because somebody suggested me this person, super nice, and she is super, super nice person. But it didn't help me, because at some point I was like, I'm gonna figure out this by myself.
I don't want your stupid feeling questions. Let me go do this.
No, because I'm paying you, because for me it's like, I prefer to talk with a friend as long as I can, as I want. Because on the therapy, obviously, is a job, is a work for them. So you go there for an hour or so, and you pay for that hours, and then you leave. And there was this woman that every time sharp or the time that I was supposed to finish, we were talking, and she's okay. I'm gonna see you next time. It's like it's bad. We're talking. You're supposed to help. She never really. We couldn't ever finish that conversation. And for me, it's like you're doing that just because it's your job. And I don't know. I don't like that. I can't do that. It doesn't help.
You're a really good person, and I know some of our mutual friends, people that we know. So you're surrounded by people that, are good listeners and really care. I think, unfortunately, if you were to look at the whole population, and again, just the U.S., I don't know all the other countries, but a lot of people have a lot of their own problems going on, and it just fills their head, and so they have a hard time listening. Or when somebody else is going through a hard time, there's this really strong culture of like trying to validate it, but also just amplifying it, making it worse. Like one girl, is going, oh, this is hard and stupid and dumb, and then her girlfriends are like, yeah, it's dumb and stupid and right. So instead of trying to solve it or work through it, we just make it, and this is not just girls, it's guys too, right? But
yes,
it's like they get reinforcement to make excuses for it and make it acceptable, and let's go drink at the bar or the pool instead and forget about our problems, right? And I think that's what really happens there, versus you are like, all right, how do I fix this? And it's two totally different ways of handling problems.
Yes, two totally different things. And again, that has to come from you. You cannot go to therapies. I mean, I don't want to say that because I don't want to. It's not like a judgment. It just doesn't work for me. Let's do that. Doesn't work for me. But I also have a best friend, which has problems, and and I'm trying to be still a best friend for her, and I'm trying to help her with my opinions, with my thoughts, which are really strong, and not every
I would have never.
I know, and not everybody can handle that. And even if we are friends, sometimes she's like, oh, thank you for your support. I was like, yeah, I'm supporting you because I'm trying to tell you the truth. And yes, but it's hard. It's hard for her. And obviously I'm not in her brain, and we are two different persons. But what should I do? Complain with you? Should I say, okay, you're right. You have to feel sad. You have to feel unhappy. Keep going to be. No, I can't see you unhappy. You have to be happy. And just a couple of days ago, I told him my experience, what happened to me. I almost, risked to die or to be paralyzed or to waste my life and not achieve my dreams and my goals because an accident, and you're still in this type of mood, this type of set mindset. It doesn't change anything. No, she just told me, well, that's something that happened to you, not to me. So I can't really understand fully, and I can't really help myself because you had that accident. I didn't have an accident. So sometimes I'm like lost on this type of words, because even if I want to be a motivational person and inspired person, it's not enough. I don't want to motivate you or inspire you. I want to try to help you change. And this is something really difficult to do, because you cannot force anybody. You can just show the world what must to be done, and what you can do, what you are capable to do. Because it truly is, if I can do it, I'm not different than you. I'm still a person, I'm still a person, and we've been friends since forever. You know me, we're doing almost the same things, and even if I'm on the other side of the world, we never stop to talk almost every day. So what's going on in the brains of the people, they cannot understand that there is always a way, but you need to be strong in your mind, and you really have to have faith, and you have to believe in yourself. Because the more you go down, and this has happened to me too, like when I am a little bit sad or down, everything is a disaster. Everything, like even the simple things every day is a disaster. Because if you don't put a good energy and a good mindset and you don't believe that you can do certain things, you're not going to attract anything good. It's just like day after day, things after things, bad. Like it's bad, or bad news are coming, or you're losing the position of the job that you are looking for, or you don't have money for leave, you have to survive, and if you don't risk because you believe what you're capable of and your skills, everything is falling down, falling like on you, literally. And so sometimes I'm trying to be positive, I'm forcing me to be positive, because I know if I'm positive, something's good is gonna happen, it's gonna come for sure, like 100% sure. And this is what I would like to obtain literally from other people, that they need it, because it's so strong in me, it's so clear in me that I know I can do whatever I want if I put all the focus and the energy on it. So why you can't do that?
Yeah, it's, I feel like a lot of people have never had someone believe in them or encourage them, and that's part of it. Or they've got, words of affirmation, but maybe they weren't genuine. Like, oh, you're really great at this, and the person's sitting there going, no, I'm not. Like, I'm terrible at this. Like, give me some real advice. And it's hard. One of the weirdest things for me as a teenager, I didn't realize till later, was that I would do something and I'd be like pretty good at it right away. Just like learn it really fast, and I'm like, cool. But then I'd hit these walls or these barriers. I'm like, oh, I must not be that good at it. Right? Like, I'm like, I was good, but then you start playing with people or doing something where they're like really, really good. And I realized, I'm like, man, there's a big gap between me being good at this and where they're at. And I just never had the thought form until, figuring out way later, like that's where the support can come in, or talking to other people, how do I get better at this, getting some coaching, and just the discipline, right? And I don't know, I sometimes wonder if other people don't realize that that's what it takes, or when they do realize it, that it's the lack of action that doesn't make it happen. Because I really do believe if you want to be confident, you want to be happy, you want to have faith, like you actually have to be doing things to build it. It's not like you can sit around and wait, well, if I stay here for another hour, maybe I'll feel more confident about it. It's like, no, go do it, and you'll feel better. Like the laundry, go do the laundry, and then it's clean, and then you feel better, right? But the dirty laundry is just like an analogy for all of those things in life that people want to do or wish they could do or are thinking about doing.
See, exactly, because I think it's the same. Yeah, I had the same exactly thought. People's opinion, and there's so many videos on Instagram about that. People's opinion is, everybody has an opinion, and I do too. But my opinion is mine. Can apply to someone probably, but not to others. You have to figure it out, and you don't have to be perfect or good in anything. You just have to see what you're good at and work on build that, and go work on be confident on that, and maybe you can learn even more and teach others their skills, for example. But then you have to be curious in the same time. So you have to be curious about yourself and learning new things. And the more you learn, the more you're curious, the more you talk with different people, the more you explore, and you go, events here and there, even if events that is completely different of what you're doing in your life, something new, you're gonna learn something. And the more you learn, first of all, if you learn different skills and you're keeping your brain active, you're gonna stay younger, strong, and you're going to grow, you know. And second of all, it can open so much doors because you can get connected with the world, with other people. And if at some point you really need help, even for example, economically help or building, I don't know, now everybody's on social media, so marketing type of event, or if you have to take videos or pictures because you have a plan, you have a project for your future. If you have a strong, you know, kind of spider web around you with connections, it's gonna be way easier and you can faster achieve that goals, your goal. But as you said, if you're in your room by yourself waiting for others or for like I don't know, something that come on from the sky to help you, will never come. It's not gonna happen. You have to go outside of the world and take everything, bad things, good things, and you have to take that you're gonna be upset or you're gonna be, you know, hungry about whatever, you know. But this is all of that things are part of the process of growing. So if you're not doing that, you will never figure it out.
I know, it's good. Sun's coming through and blast me out. You mentioned earlier, I don't want to forget this. You mentioned it real briefly, but you talked about kind of like switching topics here to phantom limbs and phantom pain.
Yes.
Did you have some experience with that?
Yes. Okay, I had experience of phantom when I came back home from the hospital. Because I went a little bit down with the medication and so I had way more sensations and feelings on my leg because the brain think that the foot is still there. That's what I call phantom, right? So the brain thinks that everything is fine. And I also had a bad experience because of that. I was talking with my family. I was sitting on the chair and at some point my sister kind of upset me and I stand up and I fall because I thought I was still with my leg on it.
Wow.
And fortunately my mom was there. She would catch me at the very last minute, but I felt a little bit of the pain and like I bounced on my bone. I was like, whoa. Wow. Yes, and that was the first time of 4. Yeah, I did it again. So yes, the brain thinks that everything is fine, but in reality, they cut your nerves, and then the nerves, they have to regrow back and they have to reset up everything. So that's why it's important to touch your leg, massage, to have, with the different type of tissues or temperature to try to reactivate all the type of sensations that you have. For example, I cannot feel the cold water yet. I don't know why, what's going on, but when I took shower...
All over or just...
No, on the stump, just on the bottom of the leg, around this scar. When I do shower and then I turn on the cold water, I can't feel it. I mean, I can't feel the temperature. I know there is a water, but no feeling of the cold.
Can you feel hot?
Yeah, I can feel hot.
Oh,
so there is something wrong with the reception of the cold.
Okay.
I don't know why and if it's coming back at some point or not. But yeah, then I had these phantom pains, which again, for every single person that lost a limb is different. They call phantom pains, but for me they weren't painful. For me they were annoying. They were annoying because they weren't stopping at all. Sometimes they were like 4 hours or all day feeling tingling, feeling of hot, and feeling of very weird things like cold fluid move inside the leg.
Wow.
Like I don't know, like
Those magic 8 balls.
yeah, like exactly, like a ball. Yes, something like that. Like you know, the water is a type of like very light fluid. This was like more dense, like kind of like cream, but it was cold. Move. Oh my gosh, it was so annoying. It never stopped. Never stop. And even if I am so strong that I know the brain is strong and we can do so many things we cannot imagine. We have so much power if we work on our brain. And I was like, I don't have to think about that, not even distract me with other stuff. I was like just like setting my brain and talk with my brain, say it's nothing, it's not real. It's not real why I'm still feeling this. And I was trying so hard. Sometimes it was working, sometimes not. Sometimes there was nothing that I could do that was still there, annoying. And you know, you cannot touch your, there is nothing, you cannot, because even if I was touching the residual limb, nothing would change it. Because it was literally on my phantom foot. I felt the foot was there, but I couldn't touch it, right? So I couldn't do anything. And because I'm curious to try to reconnect on the what we were saying before, because I'm curious because I want to help myself because I'm freaking out and that's driving me crazy. I had to do something about it. I contact friends of mine. She was still in contact with me to ask me how I was doing, if I was needing anything, blah blah blah. And she is an amazing energy healing person. And she also does hypnosis. So what we did was having her, I was still like with no prosthetic, I was home doing nothing, just like working out a little bit and then try to rest and sleep. So she came on my place and we tried the energy healing the first day. First try, I'm having her with her hands, try to share the good energy, and she was trying to talk to me when I was, because her technique is not keeping you in 100% of hypnosis, you still hear, you're like 50-50. You can deeply sleep and disconnect, but also I was able to hear what she was saying. And I knew it that was on my bed in this world, in this reality. So I was aware of both of the world, what I was. And so we tried to help my brain to understand that everything was okay and that to accept the fact that it wasn't any foot. My left foot was gone, and tell the brain the foot is gone, you don't have it anymore, so there is no reason to feel anything over there because it doesn't exist. And we tried a little bit, and she was also asking questions about what I was feelings and other type of questions to try to resolve the problem and help the brain. And it was so and so. She asked me that a couple days after, how you feel? Do you still have a phantom pain? I was like, yeah, a little bit. I still have it, not as strong as before, but and so days later we tried it second times, and then they were gone. Wow. We tried to ask help from an angel, which I decided who was my angel. I decided who was the person that was able to help me in that situation. We just call it.
Was it like an angel from the Bible that everybody recognized?
No, it was my personal angel. Was a person that passed away, and I decided that person was so close to me in the real life that I decided I wanted as an angel. And it totally worked. Believe I don't have it. And there is no any way why I should lie. Like, I don't have a phantom pain. And people, after years, they still have phantom pains. I don't have phantom pains. And so now I'm trying to help other people with that. So every time they ask me, I told this story. And every time I told, please, why you don't have a conversation with my friends or whatever other person you feel you trust to try the hypnosis, because it's strong, is something maybe new for a lot of people, or scary, can be scary. This is why I always say, meet with my friends, have a conversation, and ask her as many questions you want, and then you will figure out if you want to try that, because it is scary. But she has this amazing approach where you're not gone, you're there, you know you are there, and she asking questions, you're able to answer the questions. That's it.
There's waking hypnosis and there's deep hypnosis. There's
Exactly.
different levels of it. That's pretty wild. A few times you've described your brain. You've said we were talking to the brain. You said you were talking to your brain. The way that sounds, right, is that your brain is something different than you, which is really interesting, right? The fact that we can talk to our mind, because we often think our mind is controlling everything. What do you think about that? The fact that you've distinguished it as separate.
Yeah, well, because of the experience that I have, either this hypnosis, and I was honestly, I didn't say that, but it wasn't my first time. I did hypnosis a couple years ago too for other problems that I want to resolve, and that was a little bit more deep. And so I had these experiences, and also back when I was in Rome before move here, I was doing deep meditation and yoga every week, twice a week, with a teacher, which I loved that, doing meditation with her, and I had a lot of good experience. I went in a deep meditation for a long time, for many times when I was doing meditation with her, like literally isolated from the world. I was so deep meditation that I could isolate. I don't feel other like noises and music or people talking. I was completely gone, and I was so good, so amazing. And one day I was running, because I was reading a bunch of books about meditation, a style of meditation, and different religions and cultures, the style of yogas and meditation and so on. And one of the way to meditate is running. For example, when you run, you completely go in another state of mind. You're with yourself. And I had a vision. And so I am so used to know and to train my brain to know that it's so powerful that I want to talk to my brain. It's like talking in the sense I know it's powerful, I know it's there, I know it can change things. So I want to talk.
So when you say you are talking to your brain, who are you? What the heck is you? Where does that come from?
It's from two different things, because we are body, we are physical body, and we are energy. So, when some people told you that when you're doing like so hard and intensity type of workout or training, or when you're on the ring fighting with somebody that's punching you and you feel pain or whatever, your brain give up before your body. So if you're not strong enough in your brain to keep believing keep believing that your body can do everything, and the brain give up before you, is over. You give up. There is nothing you can, if you don't believe in yourself, you don't know that how strong and powerful is your brain and your mind, you're gonna give up.
Could you call that your spirit?
Yeah.
Is that a fair word for it?
Yes. Yeah, because I am a religion person, so it would be perfect. Yeah. Yeah, and this is another reason why I want to try to do amazing things in my life, because I know that when I will be gone, I want to keep living in a good, will be another world, I don't know, but I wanna live without suffering for sure. I want to live happy. I want to live free, like feeling free. Like, now I will be happy forever, you know? There is no drama, no pain, no people that want to keep you down. And if I'm not doing that now in this world, is now or in my life, I'm too scared. From when I'm too scared. Now I'm serious. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm scared because I believe there is something. There is something more. There is something after. I really believe that. I don't know what it is. And I'm scared. So I want to try to do my best here now. Yeah.
There's a lot of people that believe that's exactly why we're here. You know, I've been digging in a little bit. There's a book I started yesterday, the day before, and it says, it's called Many Lives, Many Masters. And I'm just at the beginning of it, but it was recommended to me based on some conversations, and the concept behind it, I believe, is a guy that's a psychologist, and he was working with this lady who had all these fears, all these anxieties, and he actually put her under hypnosis, and she recollected some memories from her childhood, but then it didn't fix things like normal. Like usually when he would do this, people would get better pretty fast, and for her, it didn't. So they went back and did it again, and they asked questions, right? Like go back to the earliest childhood memory. Well, he threw out the word like childhood and said, go back to the earliest memory of XYZ. And I'm getting the chills talking about this. You know, she ended up being like in the 1500s and the 1400s, and she was like carrying water and like all these old ancient memories. My whole, like, you know, it's just like I'm getting like goosebumps prickling. I just started this book. I'm reading more, but the reason that book was recommended or to learn about this is that this idea of a spirit, or you hear the word karma, you know, used a lot, is that people we meet or things that we experience, and this can be really hard, you know, especially I can imagine, like you said, we don't know what someone's going through when they experience something, and it seems like it's such a big burden for them, but to think of it that way, like there's a purpose behind this, and I'm going to be stronger as a result, better as a result, to prevent suffering in the next life. I mean, it's a pretty wild way of thinking about this whole human thing that we're doing, but it seems to be a theme for many.
Yeah, it's important, but again, you also have to believe in that. Some people don't believe in this type of technique. And they would never try it, or even if they tried, if they don't truly believe what they are doing and why they are doing that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So this reconnect everything to our brain, the power of our brain works. And if you don't believe in yourself on the things that, you know, if hypnosis or other, even like just acupuncture, for example, if you're not believing that, if you're not like relaxed and be there for yourself, it doesn't work. Everything works just because it starts from our brain. It's so crazy, and there's the most difficult things to try to teach to somebody. You cannot teach that.
Teach what exactly?
To believe on your brain, to believe on yourself,
like
to believe how powerful is your mind, and as something that I'm still trying to figure out, because I would like to, maybe there is a word or an action or something that can, how some words and action can trigger in the bad way, because the trigger is always a bad thing for people. It's always a bad thing. It must to be a trigger for a person that you want change in a good way. Why I still have to figure. I will figure it out, but it must be, you know, like a word that can wake you up, they can connect you, they can connect the dots for you, that you saying to your friends or to whatever person that you want to help, that really change her or his life.
Yeah, it's kind of silly. I've been having this like weird quick kick for a while where I'm like quoting a lot of things and like that stuff. I don't know where it came from because I used to get so annoyed when someone's like quoting all the time, like quote, 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 quote. But they say the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, right? And so, you know, Ari actually.
Ari.
From our
she was my hypnosis girl.
No way, really?
Yeah, I did with her.
That's wow. That's
I forgot to mention it, so for sure you know that. You know her.
Know her. Yeah.
Yeah, you can know her.
So that's
I know her because of you, because of the group. So stupid I am.
No,
I forgot about that. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I did that with Harry.
Wow. And one of her big themes in the work that she was, you know, working on or doing, I haven't talked to her much lately, but was, you know, you talk about trigger negative, but she had this idea that there has to be a better way to have a positive trigger or like a breakthrough without going through all the pain and suffering. I don't know, it always felt to me like it's a shortcut, you know, like to learn all those things or to have a big growth, because I feel like the suffering is a part of it, but maybe not. Maybe she figured a few things out.
Let's see, because I know she's doing taking a lot of classes, courses, studying on the school and certification, and she's an amazing kung fu fighter also, and so she works a lot with the energy, come from the mind and the body. She's 360 athlete. I really appreciate her. She's so sweet.
She's good with those like fighting sticks.
Yeah,
like, we went in the park one time to fight with the sticks, and I was like, oh my god.
Like kung fu techniques. They use the sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
And,
little ninja.
Yeah, she's great, and I suggest her to another friend, which she's also needed hypnosis, and hope that they're working together now because it's really important. So yeah. Everything, this is why I always like to help people, because somehow every time I learn something new and every time I figure it out and I was, oh wow, that's work like that, okay, cool, then I'm so happy that I figured it out, that I find out, you know you always make me laugh, like if we fuck around you find out, right? So, but I do like that. Some people, they don't do that. They don't really care about, traveling or talk with other people or learn about other culture. They don't care. So it's very difficult for them to learn new things. But when I do, I like to share that. I really love to share that. I was like, oh, I learned this today and try this and that. And when I see somebody needs some help that I know how to resolve, I would go there. I was like, oh, try this, because when you try stuff on yourself, you can be more sensitive, and you can really try to be in the other people's shoes, so you can give advice. It's easier if you never, I don't know. I always use the example of fighting because obviously you are a fighter, I'm a fighter, it would be easier to understand. But if you never fought in the ring for real, I would never have a coach that never tried. I'm not, believing you and trust you in a sense that, well, you never did that. Why you teaching me something that you never did before?
I was in jiu-jitsu right before this, and it feels so good. That was one of the first, I remember one of the little jokes you had when you were, figuring out this experience. You were like, nobody can heel hook me now, or something like that, right? I was like, who are you? How are you, you're just making fun of it. Laughing at it, which is really cool.
Yes. I'm still trying. Maybe we can do it sometimes together before I will leave, but I'm trying to figure out how to do jiu-jitsu or better how to defend myself without the leg, so without using the prosthetic, and be, you know, if you got attacked on the ground or whatever.
That cane, you could do like one of the superhero canes, put a couple bullets in it.
Well, no bullets. I will put a knife, not a bullet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm already thinking about that. I'm also thinking about creating kind of a taser on my prosthetic, you know, like kicking
God.
the people and give you like electrostimulation. I don't know, whatever. I will
see you out there fighting crime.
Yeah. I have a devil in mind. But no, because I can be the best fighter in the world, which I'm not, obviously, but now it's different with the prosthetic. You have a different imbalance. You have no sensations. So, for example, like the very simple and normal things that we do, and we never think about that because obviously we are capable of, but when you lose a limb, you figure out that, as my experience, the foot, when you walk, you cannot feel anything. And if there is an obstacle, you're gonna fall off on the ground. And if you don't have a prosthetic and your other foot gets stuck, you fall off. There is nothing that can block you going forward.
Yeah, wow.
There are these little but important things that now I have to figure out how to control it, how to manage, and how to resolve the problem if it's something like that's gonna happen. So in the same way, I still feel pretty confident, fortunately, but not 100% to know in any situation I will be traveling the world or whatever. I don't think I can defend myself now like before. So I want to try to learn as much as I can. New way, new technique with the prosthetic, without the prosthetic. How can I, face these challenges? Because my world now is completely different. And the most difficult part of that is that my brain, because I'm 36 years old, has 36 years of experience of having the foot. So now how long it takes for me to learn and to manage 100% this new reality. It will take time, it will take practice, it will take everything I can give to myself. I have to do it now because I don't want to travel. I don't want to, I love travel, for example, and I don't want to go on a place where I have to have fear or walking around or talk with people or, try new experience. I don't want to feel uncomfortable or not confident enough to go there if I want to. And this is would be I think the biggest challenges for my life now, be able to defend myself and be able to be aware of my new body. I'm always looking down when I walk, and then if I'm eating something, if the ground is not flat and is kind of a mess. It's kind of a mess, yeah. And even working with STEM fitness, with my brain, with visual training, with other exercises to keep my nervous system more aware and more visualize this new reality that I'm living. Even I'm working on that because at the STEM fitness, the coaches told me, well, think about when you drive your car or your motorcycle or whatever. You are sitting in the car, you're not touching the ground, the street with your body. Your feelings, all the holes or the up and down, if you feel if the ground is broken, if the street is broken, through the car. So you have to learn how to feel the different surfaces through your prosthetic foot.
Wow, that's really smart.
that's really smart, but it's freaking hard.
Yeah.
It's freaking hard because sometimes there are people, they lost both of the legs. And sometimes I'm feeling like, well, probably it's slightly better. Now, I'm not saying I don't want to lose the other foot, but they don't have this unbalance now. I can feel stuff on the other foot, and makes my brain understand what's going on in the same times with two different feelings harder. I don't know if I explain myself well, but
yeah,
you have a feeling on there, but not on the other side, so it confuses you.
If you had like a glove on one hand and not the other, right? I mean, that's a very simple, not as
exactly
an example, but it just feels different.
It feels different and confuse your nervous system because the receptions and the reception that your nervous system is having from the outside, from the ground, from whatever is happening around you, from the different surface, different temperature, is different. So, but the how to say the input are both coming in the same times. So now the brain was like, how long it will take to figure it out. Like if when you touch something, it's like milliseconds of awareness. You know already what's surface. If you close your eyes, you know what it is. But now that I had to learn how long it would take for my brain to calculate that on the right side knows what's going on and the left side no. So is that possible? Do that like when you drive the car only on my left foot? Because when you walk, you walk in an alternative way, but in the same times, and you're going on the same surface. And it's really complicated to explain that because I know what is in my brain. I know what's going on in my body. I know the difference. But for someone that doesn't lost the limb, it's difficult to understand. But I'm still trying to figure it out. A good challenges that I wanna launch now here to the people that are listening to us and to you is try to go around with one barefoot and one with the shoe. One and one. Not with the barefoot shoes. We get like a regular Nike shoes.
Like a big hiking boot and then barefoot.
And then barefoot, something like that. And even so, it's not completely the same because you still have both to move the ankle and the foot so you can, adjust. But the feeling is completely different. And when you feel cold on one side and you're not feeling anything on the other side, or when you feel, I don't know, the foot is wet and the other side is not wet. Like if you're walking on the wet surface, raining pretty hard, what foot is gonna sleep? Like my prosthetic is easy to sleep because I can't. I don't have power on the ground, and I can't stay on the ground like with the regular foot. Even if I have the shoe on the other side, still have awareness. So difficult.
Probably like you did in fighting, you learn to put pressure and force in different ways, and like how much is too much, how much is not enough. You develop a sense, or a feeling. In this case, it sounds like you have, the more you do it,
exactly,
the more you're going to develop that, right?
Exactly.
But it takes time. It's not immediate.
It takes times. And wow. I need what I'm figuring out and how long it would take now for me, and I have to be focused on that every day.
Yeah.
And it's a lot. It's a lot.
How long have you been in the U.S. now?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
And you're going back to Italy soon?
Yeah, I'm going back to Italy.
I know everybody's gonna miss you.
In 10 days.
How do you feel about that? Like, what's gonna be different there? How's that changing things?
I'm a little bit nervous. I'm overwhelmed for all the things that I'm doing and the project that I have, because I build a lot of good connections here and friends, which I discovered because the last time we talked, I said that it's very difficult to have friends here, especially in San Diego. But since the accident, I already knew those two people in particular, and they were, since I was in the hospital, and they are now like super close to me, and I really now understood that they are two good friends. So I'm glad and I'm happy of that. And so I will miss them, they will miss me, and it will be hard to try. We keep staying in touch, obviously, with everybody here, with the co-workers, but it's a different world. And I built so many good work connection here, either like modeling and do this type of thing like podcast and other chance that I have. Even like before I mentioned Challenge Athlete Foundation, which is an amazing organization that help people with disability through sport. So they give a lot of free clinics. I started to do surfing and wheelchair basketballs, and they have wheelchair tennis, and they organize a lot of the events that are for free for the people. For us, is free, and they organize events for as fundraising, and they give us funding and grants for new prosthetic and so on, which I did my researches, but I would keep research once I would be in Rome. Nothing like that is in Italy or in Europe. Nothing like that. They are based and they go around the US, the States. They don't do clinics or extra events in another part of the world. So it would be tough for me because I feel so alive and I feel that I have so many good chances and so many good opportunity to do a lot in my life, even if I am a different able person. And now that I had to go back to Rome, I feel like, what I'm gonna do.
Can you see yourself starting some of those programs?
I thought about that. I would go again to them facility before leave and talk with them also. I want to have some good feedbacks and suggest some tips or whatever, because it's a non-profit organization. I will open the profit organization, but again I'm alone, so I had to look for people. They're gonna be with me and work hard, and they has to be passionate about it to open this organization. I thought I really thought about that, but we'd be again connected also with the things that I want to do, that is participate to the Olympics, because if I be part of the team, will be probably easier to have some help or to have more links and more opportunity through other people that they're living in the same world and in the same situation to help you out. Genuinely help you out. They're maybe not always looking about money. They are not looking at this opportunity like a business opportunity, but just for truly help people. And because they're living in the same world and same situation, they would like to help other people or maybe kids, maybe someone that just had this accident and they don't know what to do. They don't know where to look for resources. You give them the resources, everything,
There's a lot of money out there, and I feel like you'll definitely, when we look for things, find people that, if you wanted to do something like that, would be willing to donate and contribute.
Exactly. Yeah, and start to organize fundraisings and charity and event where you can, collect money and then give it back. So it's a lot, but I honestly thinking about doing that. I'm not 100% sure if this will be my future, because again, I want to be an athlete, but maybe I can figure it out a way to do both at the same time, for sure. So this part scared me a lot of going back to Italy, and the mentality that they have there in Rome is so old. they don't know things. They're not open mind. They're stuck on whatever they're doing since 30 years ago, and they're happy to keep doing that. And I am not this type of person. That's why I moved here. So I just have to breathe deeply and have a passion, because I know that will be not my future. I'm not going to live in Rome forever. This is just a transition. And it's good to be around the family and friends. They're gonna help out, but that is not my future. That's, I know 100%.
Well, maybe you can carry the torch of change back
Yeah.
there with everything.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel, or can you imagine that this is a goodbye to San Diego forever, or do you think you'll live here in the future?
I don't think I will live here in the future. I think I will come back, but not for living. No, that's something that I know for sure.
You're going to be missed.
I know, but everybody is invited to my place in Rome.
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
not
can
a bad
come.
spot. Here we come.
when
Everybody
you want.
listening, all of it.
When you want, and I'm waiting for you, May, for the Human Fit project.
I am gonna have to do that.
Yes, 100%. Maurizio will be there. I will be there. A couple of friends of mine already. Kettlebell Collective will be there. And who else so that you know? George Anthony will be there with brainstorms, and so many. Jared will be there.
Mauricio asked me to come set up a podcast there.
There you go. We have a stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna talk to. I will represent the different able people, because I don't like to say disabled. I'm different able. We represent them and try to talk a little bit about different things, which I'm excited to, and be part of that. And I'm for sure trying to bring with me other people with disability as well. So I'm waiting for you already.
I have this one thing in April, and I have to be smart about how long I'm gone during those 2 months.
Oh, so, 2 months. Where?
Well, no, not for the whole 2 months, just if I can come for that. So I am really going to try, though, because last year I feel like the notice I didn't plan ahead, and now I have next year planned out in a lot of ways. Us Americans and our plans and our calendars, but I really would like to go. That would be amazing. So
you have to. You have to. Come on.
Yeah. Sounds like it'll be. Is it going to be in Rome this time?
No, it's the same spot. Yes, in the south,
so
in Puglia. Yeah.
One of my dearest people in my life, a guy named Kevin Orton. Him and his wife went out there to get married, and Mauricio just set it all up for him and everything in terms of just told him about the town and connected with people, and they had the most beautiful wedding.
It is beautiful right there. Yeah. It is beautiful.
Yeah, some good.
And in a small town.
It's harrowing.
But the food is amazing, and it's quiet. Is a small town, so it's even quieter than San Diego, but surrounded by water, and it's clean water. It's not like the ocean, like this. Our sea is different. It's very clear and clean and blue and green and so cool. Yeah, I can imagine be like both of the culture and the words combined together, American and Italian. Doing what we love. It's something amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really blessed. I'm really happy to be part of this community and have these friends and do what we love. Like, not anybody can do that. Some people, they just go for a payroll for the, how you call it, guys? 9-5? 85, 95. Which I'm lucky, because in Rome doesn't work like that. You start 8 a.m., you don't know when you're gonna finish. Sometimes we work like 12 hours and more. Yeah, so. Do I tell you that I did the IKFF World Championships
What's
a
that?
week ago, kettlebells.
Oh,
With Steve
really?
Cotter, yes.
What?
And I learned that there are several different organizations also with kettlebells, not just IKFF. There is also Kettlebell World Sports Foundation, and that I participated as a different able person,
Wow.
like with the prosthetic, right? So it's totally different. And I was able to do 5-minute kettlebell snatch with the 12 kilos kettlebells, and I did 92 reps in 5 minutes. It's one switch only, you can switch one time your hand. It was hard, but I am, very, very glad that, first of all, that I participated, because at first I was like, I don't know, because I was still, now I have a different socket, different prosthetic, but before, when I participated at this event, I was a little bit in pain, and it's not good for me to have extra weight on it, on the leg, especially if you're not moving, so the leg is always numb, and then you feel extra weight, blah, 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 but I was like so happy, so determined, so focused, and I did it with a couple of friends. They were there to support me, so it was a different game, you know. I tried, I was like, okay, 5 minutes, come on, I can do it. And I did, and I did so good, because a couple days previously the competition, I was able to do only 74 reps, and at the competition I did 92. Sometimes when I feel pressured, when I feel like I'm doing something that everybody's watching me, it gives me like more energy. Yeah. So I did better, and I thought about it, and I talked with Steve. I was like, I was the only disabled person doing that. Am I competing with all able people or no? And I found out that there were a couple of people with disability. I don't know nothing about them and about what disability they have. I don't know them, so I can't explain that. But they also participated, and I did this video right after the competition, thinking about open a new divisions in IKFF for disabled people. How disabled people can be in this type of competition, and can we compete between each other, because now competing with able people obviously is different. And so now we're thinking about that, and I just got today the rank table. The rank table is the table where there are all the details about the person that participate, what weight division he or she participate, and what weights the kettlebell weight is, and if you're doing the 5 minutes or the 10 minutes, there are 3 exercises. You have a snatch, you have a long cycle, which is clean and jerk, and you have the jerk. These 3, and you can also do the triathlon, which you do all the 3. And I was trying to do this a long cycle, but I tried, but I couldn't do it because it was very painful, and now I can't move the ankle, so do like the movement and the little jump for you catch the kettlebell. When you do the jerk, you had to go under. It was really complicated, so I couldn't do it, and just did the kettlebell, which fortunately I had experience before my accident. Otherwise, you cannot do, especially after the 5 months from the accident. So, and now so they add this division on the rank table, and it's me and a man. So in my division, as a female, I'm the only one, so I win. I was the first place, but it's kind of funny. But on the able people, I believe the first rank person with 12 kilos did like 110 or 112. No, much more than me. So I was still pretty happy about my results. And nothing, I'm just like want to share this with you because I'm happy to see that now I can have also because of me, let's say that, can I talk about in the social media, they open also the rank and the division for disabled people. So now they have to make the rules also because
you're already making change.
yeah, kind of happy.
Well, what's that?
No, nothing.
Oh, do you have? Yeah, we're probably on time here. Huh? Oh, more water.
No, it's okay. Okay. Wait.
Well, I mean, we've been going for a while. Is there anything else that you wanted to share?
Well, I'm reading. Yeah, there is something that I want to share that maybe can help other people. I'm reading this book about, I don't know if you know her. It's called Amy Purdy. Is another athlete, USA team athletes that work. She's a snowboarder. She's now a snowboarder, but she's been through a lot. Her story is amazing and inspired me so much, and it's helping me to give me even more motivation to do what I want to do.
What's her name is what?
Amy Purdy.
How do you spell
And
that?
A-M-Y.
A-M-Y, Amy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And at the age, long story short, because I want to say everything in details, but when she was younger, at the age of 19, she's now 43. So at the age of 19, she has this bacterial infection, the meningitis.
Yeah,
Meningitis.
Yeah.
And at that time, obviously, it was something, I want to say, kinda new.
Yeah.
And she risked her life. So basically, what the body does, obviously, is try to protect the organs first. So because of this infection, the body brings all the blood to your organs to keep them alive, right? So your limbs are, imagine your limbs are without blood now. They cannot have any circulation. So her legs went like purple, blue.
Wow.
And then she has other complications. She had a surgery on the lungs, she had a surgery on the spleens, and at some point the doctor say we cannot, she has a problem on the kidney, and the doctor at some point said we cannot save your legs and we have to amputate them now because otherwise it's gonna be even worse. So she's below the knee, both the legs. She was already in snowboarding, and she did amazing things through her life. She's now an official USA athlete on the Paralympics, where before snowboarding was a part of Paralympics. Because of her, then that happened. They add the snowboarding in the Paralympics, and she's now a motivational speaker, and she's 3 gold medalists on the Paralympics and so on. So, and I felt while I'm reading this book, like so close to her, I can understand what she felt and all the challenges she's facing. She's really close to my type of character. So it's amazing what she had done, and I just want to, sometimes like, I just want to be like her.
Oh.
I want to do so many things. So sometimes even just a book can help you, can inspire you and can give you more motivation and keep you alive, and just you can figure it out reading a book that there are solutions of the problems. Sometimes we focus only on the problems and we spend so much energy, and we switch this energy from positive to negative, and we get just ruin us and just destroyed us. And what we have to focus on and is resolve the problem. And just take your time. If you feel overwhelmed in a day, you don't have to figure out everything on the day. Maybe you can break the problems down if it's a huge problem, and then that's it. Try to use that energy instead of being angry and and be mad with yourself. Just use the energy for resolve the problem. What can I do? Write it down. And write it down is a good solution. Try to decompress.
It's all really good advice because that's one of my things. Like I'm
Yeah.
a hardcore problem solver, and so I just want to fix it right now, and that doesn't always work in life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to be patient, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you realize this yet or have noticed, but I can actually, really imagine and believe that your story and what you're doing will continue to inspire others. Just much like that book is, and keep doing what you're doing because it helps.
Yeah, you guys will figure out my book. The next will be my book.
Very excited for that.
Yeah, can't wait it.
We'll have to either do a mobile podcast or I'll come out to Rome to talk about it. That'd be cool.
Well, we can do a podcast on Zoom. I mean, we can record something.
Cool.
It's not the same.
I
I
don't
know.
want to make fun of those Zoom podcasts, but it's not the same.
I know it's not the same.
I got a little mobile setup. It'll be a good reason to come to Italy.
Yes. See. Well, even if you don't, if you can come in May, just show up sometimes.
I've been there twice.
Like that. Boom.
Poof. Being in a bottle. I love Italy. It's been a while since I've been there, but I went twice, and it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I love the history and the architecture and the roads. Things were just built to be strong and powerful and be there forever, which is really neat.
Yeah.
We could use some of that here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's beautiful. Some people that have that same brain since forever, like the Colosseum, which is like they hold like the Colosseum, which I don't like it. But I'm gonna change the world.
You are doing it. Keep it up. And
Yes.
it has been a real pleasure. And unless you have
My pleasures. Thank you for inviting me and for letting me like share all these thoughts with everybody here. And I hope that I can help, that I help with somebody with this podcast today. At least a little bit try to figure it out yourself, and what you want to do in your future, whatever it is, and do it. That's it. There is nothing else. Just do it because you can do it. Anybody can. I think it was like something that the universe gave me on purpose, working for this foundation called Anybody Can. And now I'm like in this situation, I'm trying to share this stuff with people and say anybody can. And then they just gave me these amazing necklace, gloves that say anybody can on it, and I'm really proud that it's here and we never take it off, honestly. And yeah, literally anybody can is simple, clear, and powerful.
We'll leave it right there then. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you.